Hello everybody, Thetimix here. Welcome back to Let's Play AI War Fleet Command. And the next step in our beginner walkthrough is to continue expanding. As we took Slav Boom last time, we're up to 2 planets. But we're going to want a lot more, and of course we want to continue to secure the planets around Darkvin. So the first thing I'm going to do is just send this fleet back to our home world, because I want to consolidate here. We'll notice that we've got a few ships here. Okay, 18 of them. Those are the ones that we lost. And since we've got this on loop, it was building those while we were fighting, which of course is an excellent thing. The Starship Constructor finished these ships here. Since we have a significant amount of spare energy, at this point I'm going to want to build up our fleet some more as much as we can. So let's just max out those. This is a scout starship. I don't necessarily want any more of those right now. So this is the rest of the starships that we can build at the moment. I actually also want to do some research to unlock some more things. Now we're going after this system here. Notice how it says T3? That's because there's 3 threat there. So that's where we'd have to go to take them out anyway. We're going to get more metal from this system, but we have the laser and the force field generator deal here. And in order to take this down effectively, the best way that I know of is just, again, massive assault. All your ships grouped at once, take the force field and what's under it down as quickly as possible. Now let's take a look at our starships, because they're going to play into this. We've already mentioned the riot control, we've already mentioned the flagship. But we also have the human raid starship, good for raiding as you might expect. Can shoot and pass through force fields. So that's important because it could just go through that force field, start attacking the laser guard post right away. Those are going to be really helpful for. We've got the plasma siege starship. Ship built around a large plasma siege cannon, and look what it says at the bottom. If it hits a force field, it'll also damage up to 25 units protected by that force field. 6.25% of the damage, so it doesn't do a huge amount, but it does do some. The heavy bomber is pretty much a bomber, but a starship version of it. And it's going to do very high damage on any target at close range. Then that scout starship, it does anti-sniper things. It gives you 20 of the cloaking boosters, gives you tachyon beams. It's essentially a scout, but a souped up version of it. We're going to build these ships here, but they're not going to max out our energy or come close to it. So we really want to do some more research and get some more ships, get a larger fleet. Now these 2 that we can unlock here are the Zenith starship. And you can see it's got 25 medium-range missile launchers. So it's got the ability to attack many different things at once. Again, this type of ship is usually good against other fleet ships. And the Spire starship, which has one really powerful weapon, 4,800 attack. Doesn't have bonus against anything in particular. But the Photon Lance, as it's called there, is a really strong weapon. I'm not going to bother with those for now. What I'm going to do is what should be a very common unlock in most games, precisely for what we need, which is I'm going to unlock more fleet ships. We're going to go back here to our science lab. And under the 1 to 3, we're going to unlock more ships. Now, I know that I'm going to want more Raptors, but I don't want to spend the money on that. I'm going to unlock the Mark II bombers. You can see that's 2,500 knowledge, not money. Misspoke myself there. And we have just over 4,000 now. So that's going to take up the majority of what we have left. But it will allow us to ramp up our forces. Okay, so let's head back and get all of this built real quick. So those are going to build, and over here we just want to add 2 bombers to our loop. And it'll just build those now, but then they'll be included in the loop later if we need more stuff. So let's get those all set up. Alright, so after a few minutes of off-screen action, we've got the fleet ready. I've actually already sent it on to the next system, but a couple things we wanted to look at here. One is I built more engineers. See, I'm up to 20 now, plus the 2 Mark II ones. I had 10 before. I built 10 more. And the reason I did that is just to speed up. With the increasing metal, you sort of need more engineers also to allow production facilities to keep pace. And now we're at the point with 20 of these, I can build ships at about twice the rate we're bringing metal in. So you can see we're down to about half. Just over 1 million metal at the moment. Still plenty of space there. We used up a good part of our energy, but we've got a reserve. So all of that is going well. Let's pop in on our fleet. And this is going to be the first battle that we've done where tactics actually kind of matter. If we look at, we got 445 ships, so we've got a significant amount more than last time, and you're pretty much not going to lose this unless you try to. But we could end up taking a lot more damage than is necessary. And obviously number one is keeping the group together. Let's move down here because this is where the laser guard post is. We're going to want to be taking that on. I'm going to do the attack move and move down there. Now if you don't, just let this play out so you can see what happens. If you don't do the attack move, then they're not going to be looking as much to fire at these ships that are coming in to snipe from the side. And, well, at first, do we really care? I mean, we've just got the wormhole guard posts. They're going to do almost nothing. We're not going to fire at them. Got these frigates over here. A couple laser gatlings, but they're not going to do a whole lot. Okay, true. But they still would do some damage, and why not use your firepower to take them out on the way? Whenever you're in hostile territory, pretty much attack move is the way you should always move, in my opinion. And of course, keeping the group together so they don't get picked off piece by piece. And so we continue on our journey, and it looks like everything's going fine. Oh, well, this is a nice little surprise, and these you definitely want to turn around and hit. These are riot control starships. So they're very good anti-fleet ship thing, and if we just kept going and attacked the laser guard post, we'll actually end up losing about twice as many in this fight as we want to. We focus fire on them. Let's group up again. And you can see we've got some ships down here that are hardly moving. And if you look at it, you can see the engine is damaged. They'll gradually repair it over time. It says speed down to 11, speed down to 12. So when ships take engine damage, fun stuff like that happens. Oh, there comes some more. And what's happening is this system, Aegidus now, is sending reinforcements over here to help bail us out. We talked about the special forces thing. That's probably what's going on here. But they're saying, look, Aosmaty is in trouble. And it's being attacked, so we want to send more help. Those riot control ships are the main thing, because they can really do a number on you before you destroy them if you're not focused on them. Okay, so now let's head back to what we were doing, which is taking out the force field. There we go. Now we got everybody moving again. And they're trickling in. There's a Mark II armor ship. But as long as they're not bringing anything significant like those starships, I don't really care. And, yep, there's the laser guard post. Taking that now. It's going to start firing at us. That's just sweet. And we're going to take some damage here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the raid starships go after the guard post directly. Now, remember, they can shoot through the force field. There's no point in having everybody else do that, because they've got to take down force field first before they're going to do any damage, except for, like that right there, lightning explosion. That's the plasma siege weaponry going off. So here we are, pounding away, and if we look at our fleet, You can see the bombers are getting hit a little bit. But everybody else is doing pretty well. And now things are down much further. Boom. There we go. So that's everybody. And down to 378. Now that's actually, I did this a couple times just to see what the AI ships would do. And that's a little bit worse than I did on some of the attempts and a little bit better than I did on others. But we lost, what is that, 60 to 70 ships? So it could have been worse, could have been better, but most of our fleet's still intact. And back home on Darkfin, they're going to be rebuilding everything. So now, let's just keep right on going and head over to take out the command station, because we don't need to worry about anything else. Everything else is just wormhole defenses that will quickly go away. Alright, so as we're approaching the 1 hour mark of the game, I've got everything up here except the energy collector is still building. But I've got the usual defenses in place. Only had to trap a couple of wormholes here because these two are leading to friendly territory. There is one little bit of business left to attend to, though. We are low on energy. That's not going to be a problem. Once that energy collector gets up, we'll be good. But we still have the core shield generator over here. It's got some health at 90k, but not a whole lot. It doesn't attack. And notice it does not have external invincibility on anymore, which means we can take it out. So let's do that really quick. And there we go. Now, according to the description there, we should not have the other one that was in this area should be gone as well, because it destroys all of them due to it being a weak network. And if we look over here, yep, it's gone. It's not there anymore. So our next order of business is to hack the design backup server, which we want to do before we take out Usmarur. Now, how much does that cost? Well, if we look under hacking, we've got 50. Progress cost of next AI design download, also 50. So just enough for that. We need to get our fleet together and we need to get back to the home world so we can build the hacker unit there. Now you can see that we've got more ships over here that have been built as replacements for the ones that we lost in the battle. And I've got the constructor set on a loop so that all the starships we can build will be built automatically. Except for the scouts, which I haven't bothered with yet for reasons of saving energy. So, we need to build the hacker. That's under the command station, economy, and it's this funky looking thing right there. Now the hacker takes almost 100k metal, 5,000 energy, we've got plenty of that, and takes about 15 minutes to build by itself. It's cloaked, which gives it a good amount of protection, but you do not want to build it in an area where they've got tachyons around, and you also definitely don't want to build it anywhere where you don't have engineers to help out with it, because it's going to take a while. So we'll just throw that up here. Alright, and here's our lovely hacker. We'll zoom in a bit. That's what it looks like close up. It's ready to go. Now we want to get our ships in there first to clear out any possible resistance. May not be necessary. Let's do it anyway to be safe. Your ships have flown into a minefield. Guess it might have been necessary. So, yeah, we lost 17 ships there, which is not a big deal. Let's just go ahead and retreat to the edge of the system. Bring the hacker through. and send it out as well. There is very much a better way to do this. It's called beachheading, and I will get into that in the next game. This one, I'm just going to use our fleet to defend the hacker, and that's something that I did my first couple games. It does work. It's just not nearly as good as the alternative. So once we've got this in place, there are all kinds of things it can do. We can hack the sensors on a planet, which basically blinds it to all of our ships. The sabotage hacker, we can destroy any AI structure. Well, not any AI structure, but any eligible AI structure with that sort of hack on the planet. So if there's some particular defensive thing that's really bothering you, this is a good place to do it. This is the stuff we're going to be looking at, the design stuff. And then you can hack advanced constructors. We haven't gotten to those. Fabricators, advanced research stations, all that stuff will come later. Or you can hack the knowledge to steal the knowledge from a planet. If you need more knowledge and you don't want to actually incur the AI progress from taking over a planet, that's kind of what you do there. Okay, but we're just going to build the design downloader. At the bottom it says this process takes 5 minutes. Reduces your hacking progress by 50. Each subsequent design corrupted costs 1.5 times of the previous. This gets more expensive the more you do it. So you need to be inside this green circle, and then it'll light this up when you place it. You can place it anywhere nearby. We'll just build it there, and there we go. AI is responding to design downloading on Usmarur. Well, that's not good. Let's get an attack move mode, shall we? And here they come. What we're going to see is a steady stream of units. And oh look, they're Mark IIIs. Isn't that special? So we have enough hacking to do this, and it's on the lowest difficulty. But they're still, they're still sending some things at us. This is not going to be a walk in the park. And I'm just going to speed this up so we can watch it but not have it take forever. So generally my approach, the sort of beginner, halfway, not the best way approach, is to just sit here and it'll go attack things when they come in range, and then it'll come back with that auto-kite behavior that we've got on. And you can see that it's becoming harder for us to take these out. Oh, achievement, 1 hour campaign. We've made it through an hour and we're not all dead. Down to 3 minutes. Expect AI post-hack response of 45 strength over 3 seconds. So that tells you basically how ticked off they are. Oh, 49 strength, 52 strength, it's going up. And now they're starting to get out of sorts, so I want to just, okay, everybody retreat. Because I don't want the group to get too separated, or we're just going to take unnecessary losses. And so the longer that you're hacking, this tends to go up. One minute left. Yeah, let's get them back in a group. You see, we've lost, 40 or so ships. We are not doing bad at all. This is all going just fine, but, if I was trying this approach on a high-level game, I mean, the amount of damage they would do would just be unreal. So now we just want to kind of move in here and go after them, because the design is Design data is finished. The hack is over. We just got to clear out the rest of these ships. And there will be an end to them at some point. This, we can't do anything with, can't move it, whatever. The hacker, let's just send him home. Let's do that while our ships are here, so that we don't take a whole bunch of issues with us. Okay, let's move over to where those are. Yeah, I've now lost over 100 ships. You can see these are all going to turn into threat if we don't do this. Okay, now they're all gone. Let's get out of here. And let's move this guy. You see these are all redded out because we're on our home planet. It's a friendly planet, more importantly. Now we are going to go back in. Oh, I didn't actually send them through. Misclicked or something. We are actually going to go back in, but I want to get, not take any more losses than necessary. Let's get all of our ships repaired before that. But while we're waiting for that to happen, let's build some more, because we have a new ship. We have the armor ship, which does engine damage. Good at slowing down other ships. It's an ultra-heavy hull. We don't have one of those. Good against light, structural, swarmer, turret, and ultralight. So it's again, it's just a different kind that we have to throw in the mix, and the fleet cap is a bit smaller than most of our others, but it's close to the same amount. So let's just go ahead and move those in. Well, and look at them powering out there. It's only 600 metal. It's not going to cost us a whole lot. There we go. If we add everything in together, we've now got over 500 ships available to us. And if we want, we could just boost that with more energy, or with more research, excuse me, to use up more. But I don't think we need to do that for now. This should be sufficient to take out Usmarur and move on with our plans. So the next time we return to AI War, we're going to be doing that. And we'll definitely be doing some more scouting, looking out further to see what our next target is going to be in the galaxy. Because right now, the design backup server is no more use to us. We've done what we can with it. Our hacking is down to 0. And we really need to make new goals. Find out what the next target is that's going to get us closer to our aim of taking down those malicious AI homeworlds. So that'll be next time. Till then, thanks for watching. More AI War coming up soon.